Good afternoon, everybody. Just want to pass on one tidbit of news. Today's my birthday. I turned 67. Very happy to be out on the trails today. Just got done talking to the ranger responsible for the trails, and her name is Holly Groff, claimed that being the new guy on the block, she was going to put my picture in their quarterly newsletter with all my equipment that I bring out here, the rucksack, how I carry it, the trees that I cut. So I'm on a hike today. I'm really looking forward to this small hike. Not going to be a lot. It's mile 7, and I didn't do all of mile 7 before. I want to get mile 7 done now completely, so I completely know my path. So I've parked the truck, put my sticker on the windshield to let the rangers know that I'm legal to be out here, and I'm starting on my walk. So follow me, everybody. Started out a minute ago. I had to set my GPS, had to set the watch, mark how many miles I'm walking. We've had a lot of rain last night, and I'm actually looking today for washouts on the road. I hear water running in the background, so it's probably still coming off the mountain. It's a beautiful walk. It's a beautiful fall day. It's kind of mushy out here at places. Trail really winds around. We're still heading downhill toward Blue Marsh. Okay, in mile 7, basically you have a bridge that's going to be washed out here pretty soon. It's getting real close to caving in, and the bridge is already leaning this way. I think I'm going to report this to her. It's a sturdy bridge, but if it collapses, well, I take that back. The wood's starting to dry rot. And as I said, I heard water running. Sure enough, we've got one of the creeks going into Blue Marsh. A concerned biker. We have a helicopter going overhead. As you can see, we climbed the hill real quick. The creek way at the bottom. Had a long talk with him, had to shut the watch off. But he says there's a tree up here that's got to be cut, get out of the way. And I will do that if I can. All right, we're coming up on that big heavy tree. People have already walked around it. Looks like it's going to have to be cut and pushed over. Yep. A little too much to push. A little bit too heavy to push, maybe with a bar. But, all right. Nearing the top of the mountain, looking down through the trees, you can see somebody fishing down there. Still climbing. I guess when we get down the other side, we'll be walking down toward 8 and 9 where I was. Well, we come up on 2 trees. Not going to be able to move this one either. It's going to take a chainsaw. But one cut right about there. Be able to roll the rest of that off. All right. Okay, as we're walking, finally come up to a marker. You see what this says. We might be able to cut back here. We don't know. Still looking for mile marker 7 or 8. Haven't seen them. Trail goes to the right. Ah, there's a marker down there. We're about to see exactly where we are on the map. All right. We're coming up on 8, which is where I should marry up with the trail down here, where the ranger and I just went down to check, see where this thing comes out at. I might just be turning around and going back. Just as a real quick one, I wanted to show you the beauty of the trees all of a sudden. They just started turning and everything is really looking beautiful. The trail turns real sharp to the left and then back downhill again. Another very, very pretty picture. As you can see, we're going downhill, but way in the background you can see Blue Marsh Lake. So as soon as I get down to the bottom, we'll see where we are. Looks like we're coming down to where I parked the other day for 8 and 9. We've been on 8 for about 3/10 now, so I wasn't that far off. And it looks like the path goes directly across, which is where I went the other day. But with instructions from Haley, that is not the path that goes up the hill. That's an old path that's no longer used. And the real path goes this way, which is the way I'm going to be going to go back to the truck now. Okay, had to stop. Forgot to fill up with water because I was working with a ranger. So I decided to try the Life Straw, the Sawyer Mini. I filled this off the stream coming off the mountain, but it's still, as you all know, not real safe. So it's a squeeze water filter system. You fill the bag, screw the cap on, wipe off any dirty water, and open the push-pull valve, squeeze the bag and dispense, or just suck on the straw at the end and close when finished. Here we go. Good and cold, and it tastes clean, but you can't taste bacteria. So if the straw is doing its job, I'll be fine. This is only the second time I've used this. I tried it with the rainwater in the backyard. As they say, you're supposed to practice with everything before you have to use it. So I'll be filming the creek that I got this water from very shortly. It comes off the side of the mountain, but that's still not saying it's clean. With all the rain that we had, it's very possible this is rainwater wash off, and it could be coming right off the top of the mountain where decaying material is. And either way, you got to be careful. As much as we're preached to on YouTube and all the survivalist areas and books, you've got to be extra careful. Right now, I'm very, very happy. This water is very cold, and as you see, it comes through the straw quite easy. Just by squeezing the bag a little bit, you can see it comes right out the top. This bag holds 16 ounces of fluid, and I'm losing maybe 2 or 3, but other than that, I'll finish this whole bag. That's it. It's about empty. I'm going to refill it, and while I take that back, I've got my jug filled, and I'll carry that. I'll put this back away again until I'm thirsty. Then I'll refill the bag and use the straw. All right, let me pick you up and show you the creek I got this from. It runs right off the side of the mountain and crosses the road right here at the trail. That's the trail I just came off of. That's mile 7 to 8. And I filled it right off of this big drain tube where it's pouring out right there to get my first bit of water. And I see I got water in the lens, so I'm going to have to shut you off for a minute. All right, break time. Okay, leaving the trail, actually following the trail up into the next break. Camera's not aimed right. Hang on here. There we go. The big hill ahead of us to climb. Good luck for our side. All right, here's the other turn of the trail, and this is the same bridge that I showed you twice already. And Holly this morning said they're gonna have to bring more stones out and rebuild it. But here is the creek that flows down through, and I'm gonna try to follow it up close to the end to see if it comes out of the mountain, if it is a spring. We'll find out. Interesting dilemma. Do I go down the road, or do I cut through to get down to the truck easier, which is way down there in the valley? So, for the first time, I'm going to cut across fields. Really, what I did by turning left was I'm skirting this field. Now, I've come across about 3 areas already where you can see the deer and the antelope play. No, just kidding. Where the deer and the animals make a trail that come out of the woods to get out to this seed area. I wouldn't be surprised if there was deer in there right now. But I'm about to go right around this whole field to get back down to the road where my vehicle is. Part of those trails, I believe people have come down here already, and as you can see, it's pretty worn. And the base of that tree right there, they've got some limbs cut, which is telling me that somebody's going in right there to go hunting. And if you look out here, you can see the way the grass is laid down at certain areas where the animals are going into the woods. So you might have picked a good place to hunt. Well, you can say I've really gotten off the beaten path, and it seems like I'm on a game trail. Nothing's cut back, very rough walking, but it seems like they use this to skirt the edge of the woods. You can just barely see the trail, but it's walkable. And I'm trying to get back to mile 7 area where I can get back to my vehicle. All right, we're going to be going downhill. That looks like a good sign. Well, after walking out of the woods, I finally found the path back, and it seems like it's mostly downhill, so it should be easy. I just hit the 2-mile mark on the watch, and that was even when I started it about a tenth too late, but it's Max nix. For those of you that have been to Germany. All right, heading back. Okay, the reason I'm going to stop this right here and take a break is there's the first tree that I found. The second tree is behind me. So if I shut the camera off and start it, this will be a good break for me to find it for the rangers. All right, there's the tree. All right, I stopped it and restarted it. As you can see, I walked a little, and this is a good place to replace the battery, so I did that at the same time. But one cut on this tree, and it could be moved out of the path. All right, it's at 2.06 right now. We'll see what it is when I end. We'll know how far it is from the truck to here. All right, looks like we're on the home stretch. We are 2.3 miles into this hike. This last bit, very steep hill, has worn me out. You can see through the trees every once in a while. A little bit of glare from my vehicle. We're almost there. I am really huffing and puffing. Talk to you in a minute. Try number 3. The hike was 2.3 miles, 2.36 miles. Back at the truck, set the camera up to show you something. This is the water that I got out of that stream back there. As you can see, it has some stuff in it, and it's a little on the murky side. I'm going to take that home. I've already poured in here, and I'm drinking out of it, out of the Sawyer. Pour the rest of this into a clean glass to see the difference between that water and the filtered water, and make sure that this straw is working okay. You know, trust your equipment. So I'm done. It was a good mile, good 2.3 miles. I'll report the 2 trees down to the rangers, see if they can't get out here and cut them for the bicyclist. The one's not bad, they made a path around it, but the other one is directly across, and it's a good 16 inch diameter tree. It's a pretty big, hefty tree. They need to cut it down, as you saw on the film. So I'm back. All I want to say now is this is the end of this film. To stay strong, patient, and trust your journey. Thank you. Well, hi everybody. I guess you can say this will be the trailer to my number 7 Blue Marsh walk. Let me get the light out of my eyes first of all. Alright, I thought I wanted to test something when I got home. I'm home, I'm in my man cave, as you can see my flag. And this is what I wanted to test. This is straight out of the stream, and this will be filtered water. Now, if you can look very closely, after stirring it, you can see pieces of dirt floating around inside. I didn't use a pre-filter. I just went right from the stream into my container. What I want to do now, I poured that container into here, as you saw out at the back of the truck, and I saved some of this to pour into a clean glass. So let's see what this water looks like coming out of the filter. When I first bought the filter, the first time I used it, it was a real pain to try to get water to come through the filter because it was dry. Now that I've used it, as you can see, the water literally pours out, but I'm pushing it out so we can get a full glass of what was left in here. I really guess that's about it. This is about empty, and as you can see, it folds up real nice. But there is a glass of water, a clean glass of water. I see nothing in it. It looks real good. In comparison, you can see the one in here, a little on the yellow side. The one in the glass is crystal clear. I'm happy with what I see. I will now trust it more. And my E-Trex 20, which I showed last time with the watch, after putting it on the site, and I'll bring it a little closer, after bringing it on the site, you can actually see the blue trail. I have it marked in blue of where I've been, and today I did mile 7 and then cut back across the country, which you were watching. So that was my route today. Found 2 downed trees. You saw them on the report. Went back and told the ranger. She will have them taken care of. Other than that, I'm very happy with today. I thank you for watching. And my favorite phrase, stay strong, patient, and trust your journey. Thank you.